This is B-Boy Smurf,
And I am B-Boy Steve.
and you're now watching.
VEVE Arcade. Let's get into this.
Green Llama Strike.
Ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee.
It's a beautiful day. How you doing, Smurf?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to VEVE Arcade. We're here with our spring cleaning edition.
Our spring cleaning edition, guys.
Oh,
Ooh, what does that mean? Spring cleaning, right? What does that mean in real life?
I think it means when you get rid of some stuff, you clean up your house, you make sure everything is nice for the new season, and you get ready.
Yeah, it feels good spiritually in a sense when you have your room clean, your garage clean, the closets clean, you get rid of old shit, you start donating stuff. Out with the old, in with the new, guys.
I like that.
That's right. That is the name of our topic for today because we are currently in a bear market, but I believe we're in the process of exiting the low market. We are in the process of exiting an old cycle, beginning into a new one. And it's time to spring clean, guys. Get rid of your NFTs that you don't like and get the ones you like.
I like that.
Right?
I like that.
Right?
I mean, I don't disagree with that at all. I'm currently waiting a little bit longer. I'll just jump in real quick. So, like, for some of the spring cleaning, like, personally, like, I have a lot of the comics. I've been in VV since February of last year, so when they didn't even have comics yet. But I got in. I got a lot of comics, and I'm kind of fortunate. I'll be honest. Most of the comics I have, I'm actually up. I only have maybe like 2 or 3 comics that I got on the drop that are like below retail, and because they're below retail, I'm just gonna hold on to them. I don't feel like I gambled. I'm not. Why am I gonna sell my comic for a 2-gem loss?
Right.
I can't even buy another comic with it. I can't even buy another collectible with it. So it's just like, if I don't like it, you know what I'm gonna do? Maybe I'll read it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, what is it for? What's it for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be real. I haven't read most of them.
Yo, I've read a few of them. And I've been spring cleaning myself.
Oh yeah.
I had 54 comics at one point, maybe a
Okay.
little bit over 54, and I just started selling them. Man, I was just buying a $30 comic here. I was stacking up on a few comics. I had a few Spider-Man #1s, a few Fantastic Four ones, Doctor Doom.
Mm-hmm.
But as the prices kept dipping, I was saying to myself, man, I remember seeing some of these items that were way out of my reach, right, guys? I'm not a VV OG. I came in here in December. So in order for me to start catching up to some of these VV OGs, I actually had to pay a premium for most of this stuff,
Oh, to catch up.
So I was buying a bunch of shit at a premium to where I started seeing items that I really wanted, but I couldn't afford, like the Spider-Man, Spider-Man Rare, Spider-Man FA, Doctor Doom, the Frida Kahlo thing, like the Givenchy, the Rewind Collector, the first one. I look back at it, I was like, man, I want one of those, but way out of my price range,
I understand.
right?
Yeah.
So now, as time goes by and we're in a bear market, shit's hitting. We've been crashing, guys. I almost got comfortable to where we were at, to where it started feeling like the new normal. I'm like, oh, this is where my collectibles are at. Everything is down, but this is just what it is. But I started seeing opportunities with some of these key items. So what I did was I started liquidizing. I know it's not time to sell at the moment, but I started weighing out. I would start comparing it. Okay, this Spider-Man is 3 times lower than what it was. So the potential of it going back to where it was is still good. And some of these comics weren't touching that price range. So I started selling off comics, some of them at a loss. But at the end of the day, I'm happier with my collection, and I'm sitting on a better collection than what I had prior if I would have just kept my comics.
See, I felt like so I got in February before they had comics, and I used to have a decent amount. I got rid of a lot. Luckily, like I said, I'm still up in a lot of my comics. A lot of them are doing really well from when I got in.
Right.
But some of them, it's like, so I always talk about flipping things, but I'm only flipping like small items every here and there. I'm not in the app just like trying to work magic all day, every day.
Right.
I do pay attention to the market all day, every day. And I do see like some moves that I could have made or moves that I should have made, but I didn't. So some of them have come down, but I'm still up. So
Hey man, if you're still up, it's all about spring cleaning. It's all about spring cleaning for myself, and I'm happy with my collection, guys. I don't have that many items, and I don't have, but I'm very happy with my items. So like, if the market went up tomorrow, I would be satisfied. I could actually be like, okay, I took advantage of this crash, because it's all about taking advantage of the situation. I can't control the market. I just know that it's time for me to accumulate at the moment. This is not time for me to just sell off, and this is time for me to try to get as much as I've been selling comics, but I've also been putting a lot of money into it at the same time.
Okay.
You know, so personally, since I was here, I got in here in December, and I did get in here at a good time because we didn't hit the bull market yet. When I got in, I saw it go up.
Yeah.
I saw it shoot up.
You're here right before that.
And I was here a month, 2 months before that shit shot up. And I was able to not take it for granted. So now that we're in the low point, hey, I know where this project is going. I got confidence in the team. We see the game plan. We see the token being attached to these NFTs, guys. We are in the beginning, and I need to position myself in the best way that I could, because I can't put thousands in it at a time.
Correct.
So I got to do what I got to do to position myself to get the best items that I can, because, hey, Spider-Man, I had a bunch of Spider-Man comics. Some of them are fucking useless, and I was still collecting them just for the sake of collecting them. Oh, it's only 5 gems. I'm going to get it. Oh, it's only 10 gems. I'm going to get it. And at the end of the day, this Spider-Man FA collectible is going to be way stronger of an item in 3 to 5 years.
I agree.
So that's what
Do you have a timeline of like liquidizing more of your collection, or are you're just going day by day?
I do. What do you mean a game plan? As far as my strategy?
Like, so for me, I have some of the collectibles in comics that when I look at them, I'm like, oh, this is a 5-year hold.
Okay.
And then I have some other ones I'm like, oh, that's a 10-year hold. And then I have some that I look at them like, that's like a 1 week hold. I'm gonna wait until I can see the market get a little bit healthier, and then I'm just gonna get out of this one and move on to something else.
Yeah, I'm in the same type of game plan, but what I'm trying to do is, there's some items that are gonna sit in my possession for 5 to 10, right?
What's your favorite collectible so far? What's your favorite comic first?
My favorite comic, I would have to say Spider-Man #1, just because it's the first NFT I own.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually went back into my transaction history, and you can see the first thing you bought.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, ooh, Spider-Man #1.
That was
okay.
the first thing you bought?
Yeah.
First thing I bought was Ultra Rare DeLorean.
Ooh, that's a cool collectible.
Yeah.
That's a
the
cool
coolest one to
collectible.
show.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is, there's some items that I do keep on the long run.
Uh-huh.
There's some items that are in the mid tier,
Yeah.
and some items that I can get rid of. But there's some items that I love and some that I don't love as much, but I'm only holding on to, like the Frida Kahlo.
Yeah.
I love Frida Kahlo, and I like the concept of the Rewind Collective.
Uh-huh.
But my strategy was, okay, I need key items, and I need one of each genre type. So I'm like, I need a Golden Moments guaranteed. I got a Golden Moments. I'm like, okay, and now I need a Spider-Man FA. I got one of those. Okay, now I need the best Marvel Mighty. And I end up getting Doctor Doom and Red Skull. So I'm like, okay, Spider-Man 99 will be the shit.
yeah.
But and then so each one, I'm trying to like dip one. So in the comics, I got Marvel's 1, Spider-Man 1, the keys, right? And that's where my collection's at. I'm just trying to hold one of each, because you never know. Immutable X, we might be able to pull out some of these stuff, and it'd probably be the indie artists first. So that's why I got the Frida, just to have that wiggle room of being able to do that.
Yeah, well, a lot of the indie artists like Jermaine Rogers, Frank Kozik, they already have like their own OpenC accounts, so they're already comfortable with like moving items through other marketplaces. And I think just because if you want to sell Jermaine Rogers on Immutable X or wherever, or OpenC or whatever it is, you're literally just reaching out to one person, and if he has a lawyer, his lawyer. It's not like Disney's trying to do it where you have to go through their team of lawyers and their team of associates and consultants and a whole thing. And it's like, well, you need to ask this person to get to that person to get to this person, and then they got to okay it. And if it doesn't get okayed, it's going to get sent back, and then we got to start this whole process over. And it's like, I feel like that's just going to take so much time. The value will be there, but that's only going to be on some items that people think, or for some people are even going to hold that long.
I don't want items to leave the app. Personally, I don't think we should allow items to leave the app.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna disagree with
I
you
mean,
on this one.
it's good in a sense, but I mean, there's a lot of pros and there's a lot of cons in my. Let's do the pros and cons then.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
all right, you give me one con, I'll give you one pro.
All
Why
right.
don't you want it to leave?
Because it's gonna get downgraded. I don't think the NFT is gonna be the utility like Kit. I don't think you'll be able to drive it around if you take it out of the app.
Pro. People with more money could put more money into products
Right.
much faster. Right now, if I wanted to buy something for $10,000 on the app and I can only put in 600 at a time, it's gonna take me days. It's gonna take me like 15 days to upload this money versus if it was on OpenC, I could just be like,
For the
boom,
time being.
boom, 4 ETH in,
For
done,
the time being.
buy it.
I believe that, well, one is 600 at a time. You can do it within the hour a few times. So it's not 600 for the day. It's 600 at the moment.
Okay.
All right. And two, because we haven't had KYC implemented, they're being really restrictive. But once they know who we are, and it's like Coinbase. And like Coinbase, I mean, you gotta like, all right, let me just slow down a little bit because my mind's racing right now. All right, I'm gonna take a deep breath. Once the app trusts its customers, right? Once they know who we are, and once we're gonna be able to upload as much money as we want and pull out. How they're charging you, I believe that down the line in 5 to 10 years, it's not gonna be so many restrictions. This is gonna be more of a household name, just like anything that gets more mainstream. The fees start going lower because it becomes easier to use. I think that this is just now in the beginning of KYC, of cash out. But I think that down the line, the fees are going to go lower just because there's competition. And Hero, HRO, has cheaper fees, and they're doing it in other countries as well. So I think that they're setting the example to where possibly, but at the same time, we're getting free advertisement, guys. Like if I have a Donald and Daisy, the Disney Channel is running 24/7. That's advertisements for my assets. They're doing the advertisements for me. I'm buying a Morbid, Moon Knight on the app. But there's a fucking movie playing in real life or a series.
That's true.
They're promoting my NFTs for me.
That's true. I mean, the other day I was at the gym and my coach has a daughter and his daughter was watching Spider-Man, but it looked like the Marvel Mighties version.
Ooh.
And there was like the whole series and it stopped me because I never even saw this and I looked and I go, I own that.
Yeah.
And
As advertisement.
And his wife was like, what do you mean you own that? And I showed her on my phone. She goes, oh, wow, that's really dope. And I showed it to their daughter. And their daughter was like, Daddy, I want one. And I was like, and he looked at me and goes, thanks, Steve. And I was like, my bad, man. But it was working.
Yeah.
Like,
they're advertising for us.
Side note, for the Marvel Mighties, I do want to get the Green Goblin.
Oh, yeah. I want to want the Green Goblin.
The Green Goblin came out, it was like 700 gems or something like that. Right now, I think it's like even below 300. 282.
See, this is what I'm saying.
All-time high, 1,450.
Bro. And that item came out during the crash. So it didn't even have a chance to stabilize itself and get to its full potential. It got held back by the crash, and it still had an all-time high of 1,400.
Yeah.
Guys. All right, so the pros and cons of pulling out apps. All right, another thing, the updates. When they stay in the app,
Yeah.
they can actually go through updates. So for example, we got the kit that you're able to move. Who's to say that you can't use a Marvel Mighty to move? And they can update the app to where you can fight somebody else with it. The utility behind it, you lose the utility when you pull it out the app. Because the app is what controls the ecosystem, right?
This is speculation though, because we can't do this yet, so we don't know yet.
We don't know yet, guys. I'm a dummy, guys. Please don't listen to me. This is just me making shit up. But the possibilities are there. Yeah, that's not a speculation. The capabilities of VEVE updating your NFT to where it's movable. And did you see that VEVE show thing that Cavell Anderson posted? You saw it.
Yeah, I did see it.
Imagine you're able to control their mouths, and you can
Once they
see
start
it's
talking.
Yeah, you could make your own animations. Woody, you can see the inside of Woody's mouth.
He got teeth.
Captain America,
Teeth.
Edna. Why would they go out of their way to build the inside of their mouths?
That's not even open. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I feel like those updates are coming. I guess uh, as a user, I actually enjoy the VV app. I enjoy being able to go in there and play with it in augmented reality. I just feel that overall, um, a lot of the people who are in the app for money. I like using the app, so I don't consider myself like a heavy flipper. And although in the long run the goal is to make money,
Right.
I currently enjoy playing in the app. But I feel like the people who are trying to get in the most, or at least the people with the most money, are waiting for that opportunity so that they feel like they're not tied to something. They want the freedom to move this thing around. For what reason? I don't really know.
Well, it's
But that just makes them more comfortable.
is that anti being controlled, decentralized is the whole concept of decentralized, where nobody controls it, right? But the thing is that you run too many risks, and that's one of the reasons it's not mainstream. NFTs, there's so many scams going through NFTs that my mom would download the app because she trusts Apple.
Yeah.
And now she'll be in the VeVeVerse because she trusts it. And she's not gonna get an OpenC, get a Metaverse wallet, get a
MetaMask wallet.
MetaMask wallet, get a 12 key phrase, memorize that, make sure you don't lose it. Like that's too complicated, and she doesn't trust it.
I agree. I tell a lot of people about VV for the exact same reason versus OpenSea, and they always tell me, well, why? I'm like, well, on OpenSea, I could make something, I could sell it to you for an ETH, and then I could just disappear with your money. I feel like VV doesn't really have the opportunity to do that because they are tied to these other licensors.
Right.
And so I do agree that's what's like, that is a good pro for the app because it is, I'm not saying it's like 100% anti-rug proof, but what I am saying is that I can't think of the last time Disney rug pulled somebody. I can't think of when Marvel did that. I can't think of when the United States Postal Service.
When was
did
the last
that.
time Alfred Kahn rug pulled anything? Like his whole branding has been around kids, cartoons. Like this the vision that they have for this project. They wouldn't fuck up their reputation just to rug pull you now. They're already rich. Like Alfred Kahn is rich.
I think they're doing okay already.
And so another thing too is like Vivi already said that once you take off the NFTs, they're gonna get downgraded, right? So like the cards, the Rewind Collective cards, they're hologram, they're animated. You pull it out the app, now it just becomes a JPEG. It's still licensed and it's still the same one, but it loses its value. Now, let's say you try to put it back into the app, that NFT is never gonna be functional. I
think it will. I think I think that if you take it out of the app, it may lose function. But once returned, I don't see why the function wouldn't return.
it's too much of a risk because
I don't know.
if
I
you
think
pull it
could be
out,
coded.
if you pull it out, VV releases responsibility at this point.
Yeah, but I don't think that the functionality when it returns would be exempt from returning.
How easy is that to allow an item to leave and come back and give? I think it changes the item.
It changes the function.
So,
I don't
like,
think the
one
item's
of the
changing. I
reasons-
think just one of the functions are disabled once you take it out of the app. But I still think that once you bring it back into the app, it's gonna return to function. Maybe it would
I don't think
require an
so.
update.
I don't know anything. I'm a dummy, but I don't think it should. Once you take it out, man, it's like you lock it out. One of the reasons that people say that these aren't NFTs and you don't own them because they're stuck in the VV world is because VV can update these NFTs at any time, right?
Yeah.
They can update them.
They can ban your account.
Yeah. So once you take it out the app, they might lock it, and now it exists in the Ethereum blockchain. You can't edit that no more. The only reason we can edit them is because they're in the app. So if you take it out the app, now it exists in the blockchain. That smart contract is written. That's a non-fungible. That's what it means. So how could you bring that back? Vivi wouldn't have access to modify that. It exists in the blockchain.
I'm just gonna disagree. I think that if I bring it back, it would just catch an update. It just like when you play like Call of Duty or something. Like once you go online with it, you have to update it. And I think it would just probably require some updates to make these things work.
What would make us bring it back into the app? Right? Vivi would have to have gamification in the app.
Yeah, I think the only thing that would make someone to want to bring it back into the app is to view it in AR. unless there's somebody who's going to come out with a third-party AR viewing device.
You know what? It doesn't make sense for VEVE to allow you to take it out the app. It really doesn't. They're losing money. Like the reason they're making so much money is because you're trading it within the app. They get their percentage. It's once you take it out the app, you excluded VEVE.
Well, I think they're working on royalty contracts on that, so that when it does sell, that people are still getting their residuals. Because you can still put that in the contract, this digital contract. So even if they sell it off app, you would still get your residuals. They can still track this item.
Yeah. I don't see why anybody would want to take it out the app. I get it for people that want to, you could flip it for more. But if that was the case, let's say you could sell the golden moment on OpenC for $1 million, and you can't get that on. Everybody's gonna take off all their shit. Everybody's taking out their NFTs.
Yeah, but then at that rate, I would see the price of the NFTs start to go up. And
on the app.
Yeah, but even then, it's like if you want to play with it, you'd have to bring it back to the app, unless they create a third-party AR viewing app that can read the code.
To exclude VEVE, VEVE wouldn't create that for it. It would have to be a third party.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Third party.
I mean, there's a lot of elite.
But that's what I'm saying. It's risky because if you're gonna take out an item, VEVE created this item, right? And they coded it. You take it out the app. Now somebody's been messy with it, and now you return it. You fuck up the warranty. Like this car, you went and fixed it, transmission somewhere. I don't trust this shit. Like I'm not letting you put in.
Your kit is gonna need an oil change. And if you don't do it at VEVE, they're gonna void your warranty.
And what's the point of taking it out if you can't enjoy it, right?
Oh man.
Unless you could. Another reason why you'd be able to take it out is if you can use this in another metaverse. If you Facebook, but then again, if that was the case, I mean.
Well, I don't think VEVE is trying to be the only metaverse in the whole world.
No,
I think they're trying to be I don't know if the main one, but they're trying to be they're going to be one of the ones with definitely like the strongest IP, and it's going to just be obvious. Like they have Disney, like if the metaverse that VEVE is working with actually had Disney and stuff like that, like do you want to go to OpenC or do you want to go to Disneyland?
Does OpenC even have I know Cyber.io does. They have art galleries, but OpenC are they working on a metaverse project?
No, I think they're just a marketplace. So they're just selling items.
Okay. So, and that's what I'm saying. You're downgrading your items by pulling them out of the app. We have a game plan of creating, the Oculus you brought over?
Yeah.
All right. It was fun, and I still want to get one. But
I'm going to get another one.
Ooh. But there is no cars. And yes, they can add cars. There was another project that I actually screenshotted that has a metaverse they're working on, and it looks futuristic. The cars look futuristic, but nothing's recognizable. And I think there's value when you see a Camaro that looks like Kit. If you see a motorcycle from 007 and Lamborghinis like Honda, I mean, we actually had a partnership with another vehicle company that never dropped. So
not yet.
We have a Batmobile that's been in the cut for like a year plus.
Like 10 months.
That hasn't dropped.
Batmobile, like the original Batmobile. Shout out Broken Crayons. I saw that.
How many? This is going to be the funnest metaverse.
I think I think the level of fun is determined by the user, but I think VEVE will definitely have the most recognizable.
I mean, that is fun to pick up. Even if you could just drive a DeLorean around in the streets, like Grand Theft Auto, you drive around in a car all day, right? You go into the street, there's other people, there's side games. All right, now you want to play a Marvel Mighty game, you got to go here. You want to go race your kit, you got to drive here. Mm-hmm. That's how I see it, and that's how I hope it is, like a GTA. I mean,
I understand. I understand.
And I love GTA, man.
GTA is an awesome game.
That's crazy. That's
also one of the things, though, the role playing. Like if you go on YouTube and you look up like Fortnite or you look up like GTA role playing, there's like so many people that have made like their own little TV shows out of it for kids and their own content. And it's just like once these people have recognizable characters that can actually talk and that you can, when Apple or whoever comes out with the first AR glasses, and I can see these characters in real time in front of me in AR,
that'd be crazy.
Really like set it off. Like when I can watch Batman do the show that we saw on Cavell Anderson's channel, you're gonna be like, they're in my living room talking to each other.
Right. Man, yeah, VV, nobody is fucking with VV right now. As far as NFTs, you know, I was doing NFTs all last year, and my plan was to release them eventually, but it wasn't. I still have them on OpenC, and I have an art gallery on there, but it was so difficult because my audience isn't on that yet. They're not on the NFT, and we needed a mainstream catalyst in order to bridge the gap between the mainstream and this indie, because OpenC is indie.
Yeah.
We don't have big
everyone in
brands.
there is indie.
So now we have one
Not
that's
everyone, but most.
commercialized, right? This is a commercialized, which will pave the way for. Imagine when OpenSea ends up on the Apple store, and you can purchase NFTs through OpenSea from the Apple store
With your credit card.
You know who's to thank for that? VEVE. They bridged that gap. Nobody's done that yet. We're the first ones. I mean, you could do it with Suzeable, but okay, Suze, we got how many IPs? It's easy to probably get away with it with one IP, but shit, we got the best ones in the world: Superman, Spider-Man, Batman. Those are the top 3, right? I mean, Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls are on there, but
Yeah,
I mean, I wasn't a fan of Powerpuff Girls growing up.
right. But a lot of people do like Powerpuff Girls, though.
Yeah, I get it. Not me, but I get it. Let us know if you guys like Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
I
Let
don't
us
really
know.
care. I wonder. Let's look real quick, because I remember when I first got in, how the Powerpuff Girls were like, because there wasn't a lot of IP on there, that the Donnie was like the king of the market.
What are you looking at?
I'm on a Comey wiki, and I just typed in Donnie for the Powerpuff Girls. Donnie's currently sitting at 90K.
Donnie.
Yeah, the all-time high was 222K.
Let's go look at these graphs, guys.
The all-time low, 83K.
Donnie.
So right now it's at
90,000 for
90K.
Donnie. I don't even know who Donnie is.
And right now there's only 4 listed.
Whoa, shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Excuse my language.
And according to Ecomi Wiki, the last one sold for 777,000.
So the price have been going down, but nobody's been buying them.
Yeah. People are just holding off. I think it's like, because there's only 150 of them. There's only 4 listed.
Only 150 of them?
Yeah, ever.
Oh, man.
So there's only 4 available. So I can see like the scarcity of it. But for me personally, like, I wasn't a fan of Powerpuff Girls, and I know this is extremely rare. But I mean, who's spending $90,000 on a pony? You could buy a real pony. For $777,000, you could buy a real pony and take care of that thing for the rest of its life.
Yeah, but it's not an NFT.
But you can't ride a Donnie.
Yo, shout outs to Pavel Stanimorovic. Yeah, if I had 90,000, I'm not buying a fucking pony, bro. I'm gonna go buy a Walt. This is worth more than a Walt.
I'm
Walt.
gonna be straight up. I'm probably gonna go buy a house in the real world.
Well, yeah, facts. If I had,
I'm probably gonna go buy a house in the real world.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go buy a house. But once I buy my house, and I got 30K after my down payment,
Yeah,
I'm getting a Walt.
yeah. Imagine imagine stacking 10 Donnies.
Imagine.
I can imagine it, but the issue is then is like,
How do you
who's
sell
buying
them?
it?
Who's
Like,
buying
cool,
them?
You got 10 Donnies, but now what?
And that's the problem with items like this, because the last one was sold a month ago, right? So look at this chart. A month ago. What are we in? We're on April 11th. So let's go look at February 11th. February 11th, right?
It should be March, right? If we're in April, it
February,
should be
March. Oh, yeah, that was March 11th.
March
Sorry,
11th, March 11th, March 11th.
120,000, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Last
it hasn't
sold
sold
for
in
2 mil.
1 month. What?
It says right here on March 11th, the last one sold for 2 mil.
Who's buying this?
For 2 mil.
Who's buying this?
So here's my question. Do you think it's actually a person, or do you think someone's just buying it off themselves just to create the sale history? Because when we look at these graphs, it's
But
like,
why would you go through the trouble of losing that percentage in the selling fee unless you got it on the drop?
if you got it on the drop and if you have
But
multiple,
it's still your money. You're still losing.
yeah, no, you would still. I mean, at this rate, you would still lose 200K. I don't know if I'm willing to lose 200K
But
just to
if
get
you
the sale
got
history.
if you got that much money, 200K ain't shit. You're tossing it. If 200K ain't nothing, if you're spending 200K on something like this, that's like spending $200. So it's $20 shit to you when you got $200.
This retailed at 17 gems when it came out.
16 gems when it came out.
So imagine that. You had 90K off of less than a $20 investment.
I'll sell this shit for like 5,000 just to get it. I mean, who's buying? You haven't sold it in a month, yo. All right, so look, March 11th, right?
Yeah.
All right, March 11th. It sold, and then the price has been going down since. It went down almost half off, and it didn't sell. It went down 50%, and it still hasn't sold. So is there a demand for this? Let's say you're holding one of these, and you need to cash out. You paid $50,000 for it. Well, how much? What was like? Let's say you did buy it, right? Who last sold? Previously sold for $777,000.
Wow.
Right? If you bought that at $777,000,
You better have like number 50.
you better have $1 million. Somebody willing to buy it for $1 million for you to fucking make any type of profit, because you're gonna lose.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Even at $1 million, you're only walking out with like, what is that? Minus 8.5.
That's
You
I don't
losing
know.
like you losing like 85K.
So
You're gonna be walking around with like 915 after 777. You making less than 200, and you had to put in a lot. That's a big gamble.
man, this hit 200K. That's crazy. How is this smoking the walls? Is it just because it's rare?
I think because there's only 150 of them.
But who's willing to pay for that? There's no benefit to that. That's crazy. Do you think? All right, this is a weird question. Do you think it's a male or a female?
Male.
Yeah. How many males or females do we have on the app? Do you think it's mostly male? I think we have some females in here.
Yeah, of course we have some females. I think the overall thing though, if I just had to guess, it's probably more males.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
I
Donnie.
think we're at that time where we got to kind of start wrapping this up.
All right, we got to wrap it up, guys. Man, well, guys, I'm just gonna drop it off with this, and then Steve, you can close it out.
All right.
The market is looking a little healthier, guys. We've been having drops not go for under retail in the past few days, and that is definitely a plus. We haven't gone lower than we were in March 20th, so that's about 15 days running strong. A little bit more, it's almost 20 days where we hit the all-time lows. So if we can go 30 days without going back to the all-time lows, we might have a bullish next month.
Oh, I'm looking forward to some upside, as I still have a decent collection, and like I said, I'm still holding for a long time, but upside's always nice.
Hey, it feels good to wake up and see some plus.
For sure.
And on the next cycle, when shit starts going up, I'm not gonna be emotionally attached to my items. I'm gonna let go of them, take some gains, because I'm gonna stand by and wait till they go back down to buy it again and keep my gains.
I can see the cycle. Guys, let us know down in the comments. What's your best flip? What's your favorite NFT? How are you doing? Are you up? Are you down?
Are you up? Or are you down?
Anything last word, Smurf?
Man, life is beautiful, guys. Let's get it.
All right, guys. And with that, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, get all the notifications. Make sure you follow us on Twitter in the description down below, VV Arcade and B-Boy Steve. And with that, this is VV Arcade, and we are out. Peace.
A green llama strike.
Shout outs to Mackenzie. We see you in the chats. And shout outs to Pavle, however you say it. Peace.